What does a leaving adult look like? It is someone who is in their mind a lot, has sometimes problems making decisions. When they're in meetings, they're usually spaced out. Hi, I am Tara Fulkerson, and I am a core pattern coach. I help ladies identify and unravel deep-rooted survival patterns and create healthier ones. I specialize in Stephen Kessler's work, the 5 survival personality patterns. They are not the personality traits like the Myers-Briggs. This is something totally different. The survival patterns were created when your little nervous system brain felt overwhelmed at a certain developmental stage in your life. And you've been running this pattern for so long. First, it was just a mechanism that you used to cope. And then you did it so long, it became a habit, which then became a pattern. And we have two. We have a primary and we have a backup. Some people can wear these patterns so thick and heavy, it is consuming everything. Some people can wear them very lightly and just use the talents from it. You're right, I just said talents. Every single pattern has talents because you've been running it so long, you're just so good at it. So the goal for me when I'm working with clients is to get rid of the things that the pattern is not serving us well and keeping us in a box, but to use the talents. And that is the beauty of it all. Let me start with number 1, leaving. Leaving started from conception to 6 months of age. When your little nervous system and brain were overwhelmed, you did what you could do best because you physically could not leave the room. You then did what was next best. You dissociated from your head and was able to break free from the chaos around you. What chaos could have been happening that caused this? Well, maybe you had a traumatic birth. Maybe you spent the first few months in the hospital. Maybe you were the youngest of a family of 6 and you came home that first day and was like, well, what did I sign up for? You could have been in a family that was abusive and violent, and you could feel that negative energy and the screaming. You could have been with a mom that was very depressed, that was not in tune to your needs. There's so many things that could have went on, but what we know is you dissociated. So what happens as an adult? What does a leaving adult look like? It is someone who is in their mind a lot, has sometimes problems making decisions. When they're in meetings, they're usually spaced out. A lot of leaving people feel more comfortable with animals or out in nature. They don't really feel so comfortable with adults. Sometimes leaving people feel like misfits, like they just feel klutzy and they're just not here. A lot of times leaving people would prefer to leave before they are left. So what I mean by that is if they feel like someone's about to do something to them or something's about to happen negative, they're gonna bounce. They're bouncing, or they bounce in their head. So possibly they're in a relationship and they have an argument and they just shut down and they're like, I'm not even listening to you anymore. There's beautiful gifts to the leaving. They are creative, they're spiritual, they are kind of like fantasy-like, which I think would be really cool. They see the bigger picture and they're intuitive. That's it, they're very intuitive. So what would I do with someone who needs the negative stuff to go away or the stuff that's not serving them well? I would help someone to begin feeling their own power within themselves and not feeling like they have to literally go and run and hide or dissociate. And what do I mean by power? It is being in the moment, being clear and intentional with your thoughts and actions. So knowing, oh, I'm about to dissociate. Oh, I cannot focus. I cannot make a decision here in this meeting. I will give you tools to help you stay back. And tell yourself, I am not going to dissociate. I'm going to stay here and now in this moment. And then, of course, we're going to keep those talents that because you're probably holding yourself back in those meetings. And if you would just open up, you can let your talent shine, that big creative thinking mind you have. Okay, Core Pattern Coach, please continue to follow me, subscribe, because I'm about to go into the second pattern, merging.